Macquarie University is owned by the New South Wales Government. The university is quite large. It's got more than 45,000 students and approximately 9,000 staff. The campus is big. It's on 126 hectares in the northwest of Sydney. The university has about 80 buildings, most of which are on campus, including a teaching hospital, which is 144 beds. From a network environment, for the past 10 years, we've been operating an Extreme Fabric network for all of our routing and switching. It's set up in a classic 3-layer model: a core, a distribution or routing layer, and an access layer at the edge. Our relationship with Extreme started over a decade ago. At the time, the university was running on Cisco infrastructure, but we were having severe technical problems with spanning tree, which caused widespread network outages across campus. After an extensive review, we chose a full network replacement using Extreme Fabric. We implemented a very simple, logical and easily managed network model that was designed with help from Extreme's consultants. That design has stood the test of time, and it's still in place 10 years later. There's quite a lot of advantages to using Extreme Fabric. It's enabled us to implement solutions and to solve problems that would have been very difficult to do otherwise. One big advantage is that we can put any VLAN on any port, anywhere on campus, with just a few lines of configuration in about 1 minute of effort. Another big one is the ability to build in redundancy simply by plugging in additional links. A good example of the benefits of Extreme Fabric was in the integration of Macquarie University Hospital IT. Up until about 2 years ago, the hospital was a wholly owned but separately managed entity with its own IT team. The question was, how do you replace an entire access layer with new hardware and minimal outage? With Fabric, it was actually relatively simple to bring them across onto our architecture, but keep the network logically separate. The ability to change out the entire access layer of 110 hospital switches with no more than a 20-second outage per port was an incredible result. I just can't imagine how we would have done that if we weren't using Extreme Networks technology. Extreme Fabric has enabled us to set up a number of different security zones and extend those zones campus-wide. The general campus zone is connected to, but protected from, the internet. Fabric's also allowed us to provide better protection for our security IP cameras, which are a critical part of staff and students' safety on campus. When I came on board 4 years ago, we were refreshing approximately 100 switches in the access layer, and I did a market price comparison against the leading brand and a challenger brand. On a cost per port basis, Extreme Network switches were half the price of the market leader and 2/3 the price of the challenger brands. When you extrapolate that out based on the fact that the uni has 1,300 of these access layer switches, assuming a 10-year life cycle, almost my entire network team's support bill is covered by the price difference between the Extreme switches and the leading brand switches. In addition, the ease and simplicity of Extreme has allowed us to largely manage the network with our own in-house team, which is about 2/3 the size of network teams at other university peers. The relationship with Extreme's fantastic. We've got access to the best engineers from Extreme on demand if we really feel we need it. Extreme take our relationship very seriously, and I can talk to any executive on their team to discuss product roadmaps or strategic direction.